Talk about pressure on the president to perform well tonight. Tell us about that. I mean, is he aware of any pressure?
Well, look, as I've said before, I think the president, I know the president, I count, knows he can live up to the expectations that he has for himself. And I think what you'll see tonight is a passionate, energetic president that is going to talk about the 4 years that we've been through, the economic calamities that we've climbed out of. But most importantly, talk about what's in store for the next 4 years and building this economy from the middle out, strengthening our recovery, and moving us to the place we want to be. He understands what's at stake tonight because he understands what's at stake for the American people in this election.
Is this race really tightening at this point, despite what these polls say? Do you feel that it's tightening?
Well, look, we always anticipated that as we got closer to election, by definition, the polls would get closer. I've said this a bunch of times during this day. There's not been a day yet where I'd rather be in their shoes than in their shoes. And that's true today. I think we're in a strong position. I think we have a great ground game to get our voters to the polls. And I think you're going to see tonight a president that will put the choice of this race in front of the American people in a way that they'll understand. And I think will be illuminating for those that understand.
Robert, to what extent does the town hall style format make it any tougher for the president to really go after Mitt Romney?
Well, look, I mean, you go back and look first and foremost, you have these questions coming through the cares and concerns of undecided voters. So first and foremost, you got to talk directly to that voter because chances are that voter represents hundreds of thousands of others that may have the same question. But I think if you look back at the history of town hall meetings, look at the town hall debate we did 4 years ago. People understand they're going to have debate in this. People understand there's going to be a choice in this. And that people understand and expect the two candidates to talk about those differences and those choices.
How is this debate going to be different than the Hofstra debate 4 years ago for President Obama?
Hofstra debate 4 years ago was great, so I hope it doesn't get any different than it was 4 years ago.
Mr. Gibbs,
Mr.
Gibbs, how does he thread the needle of being assertive but not aggressive, passionate but not too angry?
Well, I think it's just as simple as what you said, which is, he understands you have to put the choice in front of people. He understands he's got to, and he'll explain sort of where we've been, in this economic calamity, where we want to go to continue to strengthen our economy and keep us on that path forward. But look, I don't think either one of these candidates is going to come out and be overly aggressive or understand that they have to, that every question is a huge fight. I think voters are going to want to see what these two gentlemen have in mind for the country over the next 4 years. I actually think that choice is one that's illuminating for voters because I think the president has the best case in it.
And
to
just a
what
final question, if I
extent
can.
do we need to see the president try to regain some lost ground with women voters if you believe some of the latest polls?
Well, actually, look, I don't believe the poll that came out yesterday that had women voters tied in this race. I've not yet seen a battleground poll in any state that shows anything close to that. That having been said, look, I think women are concerned about a whole host of issues. First and foremost, economic. They want to make sure that their families have the opportunity they need. They have children that want to go to college, and how do we make sure we get them some help? Because if those kids don't go to college, it's not just a bad thing for that family; it's a bad thing for this country. But they're also concerned about health care and reproductive rights, and I think all of those will be issues that are on display tonight.
On the polling, Mr. Gibbs, on the polling, do you sense now that the president is the underdog, that it's no longer a case of no drama Obama?
We have, I've been with the president for 8 years. I've been through thick and thin. We are happy to play campaign every day like we're the underdog. That's the only way we've ever prosecuted a campaign. I think it's the best way to end a campaign. He's going to fight for each and every vote, and I know he's going to be happy to do it. I got to get going, guys. Thank you
so much.
Thanks so much.